Hey everyone, welcome back to Gearfacts. I thought we'd have a little bit of fun today, so I've put together this quiz. Match the guitar to the guitarist. We're going to start off really easy. Here's the first of 10. The guitarist was Dutch-American, his mother was from Indonesia, and here he is. Fantastic photo too. Eddie Van Halen. I think we've all got a soft spot for Eddie. He was an innovative guitarist who never took himself too seriously. Up next, we got this snappy little unit, much tidier than Eddie's guitar, but it looks kind of homemade, doesn't it? Well, here's our guy. It's Brian May from Queen, a scientist both on and off stage, and a real classy guitar player. Okay, moving on. Well, you don't see many of these anymore. Must have been quite a handful to have on stage, this one. It was played by Jimmy Page, and judging by the A minor there, he's probably playing Stairway to Heaven, a performance that I think many of us associate this particular guitar with. Getting a little bit more challenging now, this guitar is fairly generic in its appearance. It is, of course, the ubiquitous Strat and would work in plenty of different situations. The guitarist is this guy, probably my all-time favourite guitarist, in fact. It's David Gilmour, a real poet of the instrument. The next one takes us a bit further in time, but it's still a fairly ubiquitous look. Clearly the owner of this guitar took the very best care of it. Look at that. And here he is, another guitar player whose music really made you feel like you had a personal friendship with him. It's B.B. King. And there's Lucille. This next one might challenge you. I really love highly personalized guitars. There's a major clue there. You may have spotted the signature of Jennifer Batten. Jennifer blew my mind when I saw her play Flight of the Bumblebee back in the MTV days, and I think it was on this very same guitar. Okay, so what's next? Another one with a very generic kind of a look. There are plenty of guitars exactly like this around the place, but there is a small clue. It's almost like the musician had to play it upside down, and yes, of course they did. We're looking at this guy, Jimi Hendrix. Gone too soon. Moving on to a different time now and a completely different aesthetic. You can tell just by looking at it that it's designed for a specific kind of music, but this musician does have a pretty broad appeal. James Hetfield from Metallica. Never really got into the Metallica thing myself, but you have to respect such an enormous repertoire. The next one's on the hard end of music as well, but it's a completely different flavour of menacing. No velvet gloves treatment for this one. It is this guy of the Ramones, but which Ramone is it? Johnny Ramone. You gotta love the Ramones, they really knew how to have fun. Here's another one that's seen a lot of action, but maybe in a bit more of a downtrodden way rather than a party way. And I actually met this guy once when I used to work at the airport. He was happy to travel with the general community, he didn't use the private lounges or the celebrity areas. It's Neil Young. Another guitar that you might say is an instrument of the people. The owner famously used it a bit more like a tool of trade rather than a precision instrument, because he also was a man of the people, looking very young in this picture, Bruce Springsteen, known affectionately as the Boss. And I love this one, meticulously designed, very much a force of righteousness, but at the same time strangely intimidating. It is Sister Rosetta Tharpe, amazing blues guitarist and a great singer too. That's the right way to worship. And a complete change of pace from all the others now. Have a look at this weird little thing. I can't decide whether I love it or hate it. It's Joy Division, and the guitarist's name is Ian Curtis. Not famous as a guitarist as such, but the guitar itself, definitely iconic. So that's 10 interesting guitars and 10 interesting people playing them. Leave your score and any other thoughts or comments that you have in the comments. Thanks for watching Gearfacts.